What? Oh, no. Hey, we're live. Yes, but I'm trying to get these two. That's okay. We're just not going to be on there. No problem. I'm not going to be on that destination today. Never mind. We are good to go. I'm going to go with whatever streams we are on today. And which one here, if you hope the ones you're watching on, you're seeing me live. And I don't know why we've been glitching, but you know what? That's what happens in life. It's like caregiving. You never know what to expect. So apparently, so is this app for me right now. I really love it, but every now and then we just glitch. All right, so hi, aloha, everyone. Welcome to the Caring Caregiver Show. It's episode 5. We're in season 18, and today we're going to be taking the initiative and hear all about Pinkie's Turnabout. I know, exciting. You're wondering what I'm talking about, right? Hi, I'm Savy. I'm your host, and I am the founder of Give Me a Break. Give Me a Break, we're an all-volunteer organization, and we're caring for caregivers just like you. And, you know, you may not know you're a caregiver, but you are. A lot of times people think, but I'm not taking care of someone right now. But you know what? I'm going to really go broad here. We're all caregivers for ourselves. And I think that's where we have a miss a lot of times, is that we stop caring for ourselves when we care for others. And that's the biggest mistake you can make. So even if you're not caring for someone right now, care for yourself. Because if you don't know how to take good care of yourself, how are you going to take care of somebody else? Good thought for the day there. And so anyway, we're here to bring back the joy of caregiving, and we want caregivers to survive, because currently 40% of all caregivers will pass before the one that they're caring for. Not acceptable, but you know what? Let's do the math on that. I know I hated math in school and I'm terrible at it. So you know my numbers are going to be all askew. So these are assumptions. Okay, so did you know, right, that it's the 40%? Okay, so let's just do the math for here in Hawaii, the state of Hawaii. We have 260,000 caregivers. Okay, so 40% of that is 104,000-ish, right? These are all guesstimations. I think that's about 10% of our population of caregivers. So I'm going to say that 1 in 10 caregivers in the state of Hawaii are going to pass before the one they're caring for. So let's look around in your family and your friends and those at work and find 10 caregivers today. Find 10 of them and ask them, are you a caregiver? Wow, that's one. Okay, wow, you're a caregiver? Wow, I didn't even know. Wow, that's 2. And trust me, you'll find 10 right quick. And just think to yourself that one of them isn't going to survive this year because of their caregiving burnout, duties, frustration, the stress. Yeah, that's a scary thought. And yet here they are providing quiet support in the background, invisible, no voice, just doing what they do. And, with Give Me a Break, we're here to shout it from the rooftops. We are here, and we need support. And you know what else we need? We need a really good laugh sometimes, because that'll get us through. And our mindful moment this season is an amazing mindful moment. And I've just come to be addicted to this. And it is truly an honor. She's a social media viral sensation, world-renowned laughter leader, and award-winning empowerment coach, and just an amazing soul with such a great heart. Please welcome Bianca. Bianca Spears, here she is. Hi, Bianca. Aloha. I'm so happy to have you here. And I'm just going to turn it all to you to get us laughing.
Thanks, Savy. Hi, everyone. I'm here again. We are laughing for the health of it. We are boosting feel-good chemicals in our body. And at the same time, while we laugh, it all happens at once. We're reducing stress chemicals in our body like cortisol and adrenaline. Now, I know Savy had a few platforms earlier that didn't go live, didn't broadcast right. I've had a few tech issues in the last 24 hours as well. And laughter is such a powerful tool for exercising your choice. You can choose to laugh, you can choose to cry, you can choose to hold on, you can choose to let go. So right now we're going to have a tech situation laugh. So we're going to take a deep breath in. Think of a time, you know, the time where the tech didn't do what it was supposed to do. The tech wasn't taken. And we're going to let out a little frustration and we're going to laugh at the same time. You might give it a bang, you know. Bit of a shake. And at the same time, with your laugh, you're giving yourself a reset. You're giving your own brain and body a reset. Taking a nice deep breath in. Sighing it out, shaking it off. Letting go. Letting go of any frustration, any tension, any tightness. Breathing in. Sighing out, shaking out. Let it fall to the floor. Shaking is a great way to reset your system as well. One more. Hold it. Hold it. We're going to laugh out and shake out. Beautiful. Sometimes I mentioned our brain and our body resetting. Sometimes we kind of malfunction. We go to say a word or we try to remember something and we can't quite. And to be honest, as caregivers, we're often just mentally overloaded. We've got a lot on our plates, a lot on our minds. So sometimes we have a little brain fart. So now we're going to do brain fart laughter. Bit of a playful one today. So we're going to breathe in through the nose. We're going to imagine that time where our brain just did not do what it was going to do. And we're going to laugh. Nice deep breath in. Let out a big brain fart this time. And one more. The truth is, the more we stress about what we were supposed to remember or supposed to say, the more our brain stays in a state where it cannot retrieve that information. The moment we let go, we laugh, we bring our bodies into the parasympathetic or the rest and digest response, we loosen up. Our brain, both sides of our brain start to work, and we can allow ourselves the space, the compassion to remember it. And if we don't remember it right away, it'll come. We can open up that trust as well. We're just going to breathe in and reach our arms up to the side. So if you're listening, we're going to spread our wings out, our arms out like wings to the side. Inhale, reach up and stretch. Exhale, we're going to laugh as we bring our arms back down. Inhaling, reaching up. Breathing in, reaching up. Feel that stretch. Maybe give a little wiggle to your spine as you hold. And exhale, laughing down. Breathing in. Laughing out. Breathing in. Lips closed, humming out. Allow your face to loosen and feel that vibration through your lips, your cheeks. Breathing in, we'll do another hum. Humming's another way to lengthen our exhale and activate that relaxation response in our bodies. I have loved laughing with you today. The time always goes so quickly. If you'd love to laugh with me some more, of course, you can tune back in here next week, and you can find me on YouTube or the Laughly app. And right now in the Laughly app, you can become a pioneer. That means donating some money there to get lifetime access to Laughly. So no monthly fee or anything. You get full access to everything for lifetime. It's actually cheaper than a year of membership. It's really, really good and
I
helps to
love
support
that.
the fledgling app. That is so wonderful.
Yes, I love that. Thank you. And I love the app, you guys. And making a donation to that is such a wonderful thing. And getting a lifetime access. Oh my goodness, that's it. I'm going there today. I was just on it, and there was this wonderful, and you were doing the shake, and there's one on there that you can choose. I told you guys there's just a plethora of different ones you can choose, and the one is the shake, literally. So try it. But thank you so much. I just love it. You're awesome. I can't wait till next week. And so I will be on the app because I can't wait till next week to see you again.
Thank you.
So
And I
much,
want to share
Bianca.
a quick thank you from the founders of Laughly as well. They know how much they see each week, some more people coming through from this show, and Savy sharing all about it. And so thank you from Ria and Fu, the founders of Laughly.
I absolutely, and thank you to them, because I absolutely promote laughter. I will promote laughter a million times a day because we all need that. And it just does so much for the soul. So thank you so much. And thank you for your kind heart. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Aloha, Bianca. All right. Woo. Yeah. So you guys, again, you can get a hold of Bianca. Just go on her YouTube channel. It's, youtube.com/Bianca Spears. Check it out. And she's wonderful to watch. And there's so many wonderful videos. And like me, you'll just get addicted to it all as well, I'm sure. So again, and here's that Laughly app. It's so simple. It's so great to have on your phone. And I caught myself the other day in my car. I was kind of feeling frustrated. I'm trying to learn how to feed my body, and I get frustrated. And so I went to one of the Laughly app, and I did this whole quick 60-second thing. And, I'll tell you, people must have thought I was really weird because I was sitting there in my car laughing. And you could do it anywhere and take it with you on your phone. And so I love it. And what a great opportunity now to donate to causes. And always give from the heart. So enjoy. I hope that works great for you, and I know it will. So give it a try, have fun, have a laugh, because we don't laugh enough in life. Anyway, that's what we do. We're here to support you, and to not just support caregivers, but to see caregivers. We see you. And in order to keep doing what we do, of course, you know that we need our donations, and they help us to keep doing what we do. And with the number of caregivers growing and becoming more at risk, your donations help us to do what we have to do, and they mean everything. So become a monthly donor now. It's really simple. You just go on to our website, gab808.org/donate, become a monthly donor, or you can even use that, there we go, right there, that QR code at the top of the screen, and just use it and make a difference to caregivers who are invisible and to their survival. And if you're a caregiver and you need us, please, just get a hold of us at gab808.org. We're here for you. And of course, we have our support sessions. Our support sessions are for anybody, whether you're caregiving or not. And you can come on anytime. They're every Tuesday evening, Hawaii time at 8 p.m. And you know what? If you're listening and you're not from Hawaii and you're going, well, I can't stay up that late, then get a hold of us. Just get a hold of me, give me a break. And I will, if you get 2 more friends, 3 people is all I need. If I have got 3 people that are going to make a commitment to be there every week, I'll conduct this at one that's at your convenient time. We'll work out a time. I'll do a session for you guys. Don't say I can't get support because I'm not on Hawaii time. I won't have that. I will make an adjustment. There's a way we can find how we can somehow be there for you, because you need that support, and we're here to give it. And I'm not going to let any caregiver feel like they're unsupported. So that's not happening. All right. So there you go. Every week, every Tuesday, 8 p.m., or whatever time you need. It's your safe space. This is a way for caregivers to form a community. All right. And we're here for you. So let's see, where am I? There I am, clicking that off. And I know there's so many caregivers out there. And you know what? I'm also going to speak about a group of caregivers that we don't always think about, that are giving care, and talk about not being seen, especially our younger ones. We've got a lot of young ones out there who are taking care of their parents, of their brothers and sisters, of their grandparents. Their keiki is what we call them here in Hawaii. And the keiki are out there working hard, caregiving, and you don't know it because they're still going to school, they're still doing things, but it's tough. And everyone needs their support. Caregiving has no age, no age and no limit. It can be anyone. So always keep out for that. In fact, we're going to talk today, caregivers. It's time for us to actually meet one of those young ones, Pinkie, who is a mistake maker with a lot of heart. And our guest today is the author of a great book called Pinkie's Turnabout. And that's it right here, Pinkie's Turnabout. It's a wonderful little book. There's Pinkie right there. And we're going to talk more about that. Please welcome author of Pinkie's Turnabout, Sue Lloyd-Davies. Aloha, Sue. Welcome. So happy to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me,
I'm so
Savy.
excited that you made it.
You are amazing.
I'm just so glad, because I really, really wanted to talk about this book. And I just think that you really found, just children just go so unacknowledged, and I wanted to talk about that. But please, before we start, tell us about your caregiving journey.
Sure. My mom surprised us when she was in her 80s. She made the decision to come and live with us. She'd had an open invitation, but we never thought she'd really do it because she had lived in Aberdeen, South Dakota for 40 years, and she had lots of friends, a quilting club, a craft club. She was involved with her church, and she even had a boyfriend, but
Wow.
she just announced she was coming, and it was wonderful. So for the first couple of weeks, when she joined us, she helped prepare meals. She organized her room. She potted plants out on our deck. And she was a wonderful contributing member, a joyful contributing member to our household. But, and you've heard this story before, within a month, she fell and broke her hip. And within another month, she had spiraled into dementia. And to the point that she didn't know who I was. She actually thought I was someone that she really disliked in her life from her past. So I was a stranger to her, and I was completely unprepared to deal with the challenges that came at us so quickly. So again, I was a stranger to her, but she was a stranger to me. And I was the one who was on call 24 hours a day. I was helping her dress, bathing her, preparing her meals, handling her meds, doing all those things. And yet she hated me. So my feelings were hurt all the time.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't prepared to manage my feelings. So, she would accuse me of stealing $5 from her purse. These are normal stories, right? I would have dinner on the table at 6 o'clock at night, and she would say it's too late. And no amount of pointing to a clock would convince her that it wasn't 10 o'clock at night.
Right.
Perception is reality for people with dementia.
Yeah.
And that was a hard lesson for me to learn.
Yeah.
So fast forward a couple of years, I had quit my job to take care of her, and we moved to Gulfport, Florida, where I began to feel myself. I began to mentor a 10-year-old girl at Gulfport Elementary School, and her parents were not in her life. She lived with her grandmother and her great-grandmother. And she had a lot of caregiving responsibilities. And as a result, she missed a lot of school. And I realized that despite the fact that she was an avid reader, she had a big open personality, she was smart, engaging, I realized that all the opportunities that her classmates would have would never be available to her.
Right.
And she really inspired me. So I started doing some research and learned that there are 1.5 million children in the United States that live in the same household with someone who has Alzheimer's disease. And that doesn't even count all the kids who have someone with dementia in their lives. So these children often feel isolated. They don't know how to talk to someone with dementia. Their feelings are hurt all the time, just like mine were.
Right.
And
I mean,
I
I
was
can
an
just
adult.
imagine you're an adult. And so you
Right.
understand that this is the disease, and still you can, and I went through it too. I understood the disease, and yet I still felt that pain. Can you imagine a child?
Exactly.
I can't even imagine what a child thinks when the person that they see as an adult is going through that. And it's not to their fault, I understand that, but just the perception, like you said, I can't even imagine. It's horrifying. It's horrifying.
So, yeah, I wrote Pinkie for them. In Pinkie, they see that there are other people other children in the same situation that they are. And they see Pinkie doing all the little things that the primary caregiver is too busy to do. Kids pick up the ball, like you just mentioned. Pinkie in her household, she'll walk her great grand up the stairs to her room. She fetches a blanket for her when she's cold. She helps her with the remote. She fixes her a snack. She'll play games with her, which you know are so valuable when you're dealing with memory issues. And often, as you mentioned, those little things, those small acts of kindness are just expected and they go unacknowledged.
Yes.
So there's a pivotal moment in the book where Pinkie's mom takes her aside and scoops her up into a big hug and says, I could never take care of Great Grand without your help.
Oh.
And it has a profound impact on Pinkie and how she feels about herself. So the book does things like that to help kids understand how to deal with the challenges of caregiving and feel acknowledged. Kids also have a lot of feelings that are going on. They can be confused about what's happening with their loved one. They're sad because they've lost somebody, even though that person is still there. They've really lost that loved one. They often feel guilty because they take on they feel like they need to fix things for that person, and they take on the responsibility for that changed behavior.
Yeah.
And sometimes they feel resentful about what's going on with them as well. So they need permission to talk about all those big feelings that they're having. And one of the things that Pinkie's Turnabout does is bring discussion questions in the back of the book into the living room with the family or into the classroom, so that a dialogue can be opened up with the family or with teachers, so that the kids can feel the opportunity to talk about what's going on with them and learn from the adults around them and feel just appreciated.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually met a wonderful young boy when we were doing it was an event that we were at, and he heard about Give Me a Break and what we do, and he just burst into tears, this young boy. And he says, yeah, my dad left and I have to take care of my 4 brothers and sisters. My schoolwork is falling behind because I have to do laundry and cook dinner, and mom has to work 2 jobs. And my heart just broke. And there are so many like that because they don't know, they don't they haven't even developed skills to cope with something like that yet, And so I think that's the definition that we also, and I talked about earlier, and I said, if you don't think you're a caregiver, you might be, you really are. And I don't even think these children realize they're caregivers. And
Exactly.
they
They
need
don't.
that support too. Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
And there's
So,
a lot of the book takes place in an animal shelter as well, because there's a very smart alecky stray cat that comes into Pinkie's life, and he has a connection with her great grand. And Pinkie fights to adopt him so that he can help her save her great grand's memory. And of course, we all know that's a big learning experience too. Jack is really important. It brings a lot of humor into the book because, as you just demonstrated, laughter is super healing, super important. It helps us deal with all the challenges that we have in life.
yes.
And that's the same thing in this book, that when you're dealing with such a sober and difficult topic, that there is humor, and Jack brings that through his dialogue with Pinkie.
Yeah.
And we know that animals also, they teach kids empathy, they teach kids about caregiving, and because animals can't talk to us and tell us. I mean, Jack can, but that's a little unusual in today's world. But animals can't communicate with us what their needs are. So we need to intuit that, just like we need to intuit often what a person with Alzheimer's needs from us.
Yeah.
So these are all learning experiences for kids. I think the
Yeah.
biggest thing that the book brings out is acceptance. That
Love that.
at some point, Pinkie has to realize that she can't fix things for Gigi.
Yeah.
She can make her life better in a multitude of ways, and Jack helps her do this to learn that she has to accept the situation, that great grand isn't going to get better,
Yeah.
but that she can do many, many things to
I
enhance
think
her
that,
life.
and I think that speaks to the child in all of us, actually. And as much as this is a children's book, I really think that everyone should read it because it speaks to the child in all of us. And I know that for me and taking care of my mother, I took care of her as a child all the way up until, of course, this past year when she passed, and through an adult. And I think there's a child in me that needs to hear that needs to hear all those things. So I strongly urge everyone to get Pinkie's Turnabout and to read it and share it with children that you know, and get one for a child that you know who's involved in caring for someone. There are a lot of households where you don't even realize that they're involved in that caregiving as well. And they need what's in that book. And I applaud you for seeing, again, we're seeing you caregivers, we see you, and for seeing the children that need to hear these things and for sharing that from even your own experience as well. We're running out of time. I could talk to you all day. You know that. I love you. We have so many commonalities. So any last comments before I sign off?
Do we have 2 minutes to read an excerpt, or okay?
Yes.
If not, it's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or if you could shorten it to about a minute.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Great.
Mom says we came to live with Gigi because her mind is going. It's a freaky way of saying it, like her mind is going out to lunch or on vacation, and someday it will come back. Sometimes I think an alien from another planet took over Gigi's brain. The real great grand battles the alien in her head and takes control back again. That's when she sounds like her old self, the one who used to tell me stories and bake cookies for me and my friends. I wish Gigi could be her old self all the time.
Oh, I love that.
Feelings.
Yes,
Big
I can
feelings.
feel that. I totally feel that. And the child in me recognizes it, but I also know many who have done that and have been in those situations. And that's exactly what I've heard. Yes. Thank you for that. A wonderful book, you guys. Pinkie's Turnabout. And I told you I'd forget, didn't I? And look, there I go. There's Sue's contact information right there. Just go to SueLloyd-Davies.com, and that's 2 L's in there, SueLloyd-Davies.com, and you can get your copy of Pinkie's Turnabout. And in fact, I know we're going to be doing a book giveaway as well, right? So, and she'll mail you that copy as soon as we get that winner's information. So if you are seeing this or hearing this in podcast over the next few weeks, if you're seeing this thing on a social media platform, or if you hear it on podcast a week after it goes out, we're going to give you till the end of July. So the first person before that who does hear it and wants a free copy needs to contact us at info@gab808.org, info@gab808.org, and say, I want Pinkie's Turnabout. And we'll get that email. The first email that comes in, I will contact you back. We will contact you back and get all your information so that Sue can mail you that copy of the book. So just go ahead and contact us, and we will see what happens. And I'll keep you posted throughout the month of whether we had our winner or not. So thank you for that kindness, Sue. That's just an amazing thing. You have an amazing heart, and I'm so glad that I got to talk with you today on the show. So thank you so much for
Thank
coming.
you so much, Savy. I really appreciate you and all you do.
Oh, yes. And I think we definitely have a connection. So we're going to keep in touch and see if we can't get you back on again to talk about it and have more time. Aloha.
Thank you so much. Aloha.
Mahalo, Sue. Bye. All right, so there you go, you guys. Pinkie's Turnabout, SueLloyd-Davies.com. You can contact her there. And just mahalo for your heart to share that. What an unseen group of caregivers. You know, children are already struggling and going through so much and trying to, gosh, we're just trying to figure out who we are as kids, right? And when you have a whole different situation like that comes into your life. So what a great book. Really, definitely worth reading, definitely worth sharing. And if you know a child who's going through that, by all means, get them that book to read, because that's a great opportunity for them to see that perspective. And, you know, the Caring Caregiver Show is how we get you connected. In fact, one of the ways that we connect you and that we help you is through our Giver's Guides magazine. And the Giver's Guides magazine is an online magazine. So you can take it with you anywhere you want to go. And you could even gift it to, if you don't want it, make the donation and let us know, and we'll send the magazine to a caregiver of your choice, because it's written for caregivers by caregivers from a caregiver's point of view. And it's just a $25 mahalo donation, and we give you a mahalo gift, a thank you gift of 12 issues. And so thank you for your donation that helps us. And then we give you 12 issues of that magazine that come in a link to you every month. In fact, the July issue just hit, and here it is. Look at that. There's the cover. It's Sandwich Caregiver Month, and we are featuring Asia here. Asia is a sandwich caregiver taking care of her child and her grandpa. And she was also our 2022 Caregiver of the Year, in fact, recipient. So we're featuring her and her story, and you can read all about it in the current July issue that just hit today. So get that donation in today, and you'll get this month's issue, and you won't miss a single thing. Just simply go to gab808.org/donate, make your $25 donation, and we thank you so much for that. That helps us, and it helps us to keep information going to caregivers. Okay, all right, couple of quick announcements. Caregiver Day Camp is open now for registration and coming up this month. Caregiver Day Camp will be on July 20th at Kawaii Beach Park. And you can show up there with your own sack lunch and some water, bring your towel and yoga mat. Oh, definitely some sunscreen, bug guard if you need it, but we'll have some of that. And you'll probably want to bring a little beach chair or something, and we're going to get in the water. We're going to get our feet in the water. So wear your slippers. Don't wear socks and shoes. Wear your slippers and show up, and we'll just have a great time at our Caregiver Day Camp. We're going to connect, we're going to create, and we're going to just be calm and help you through your day. And if you can't get away, bring your carry with you. We'll all help you with them. We're all community. We're all here for you. You can register now. Just go to gab808.org/retreat. All righty. Hope to see you there. And let's see, where was I? Oh yeah, I want to talk about the CRP, care receiving plan workshops are coming up. They are going to be coming up in starting September. So you still have some time to register for this, but you know, we all need it. It's an 8-part series that covers everything you need to receive care. You need a care receiving plan. You might have a retirement plan, but that didn't include you being taken care of. So this is a whole new thing we're looking at, and we're doing free workshops, 8-part series coming up starting in September. This is our second go around. So those of you who might have missed a session or two in the first go around, you know you could come to this one as well. Bottom line is you want to come to every session so you can complete your care receiving folder and you have everything you need to receive care. All right. Yeah, just blah, blah, blah. You know me. All right. So let's get to my next guest, who really, she just goes above and beyond when it comes to caregivers. I've been wanting to get her on the show for quite some time. She is the Alzheimer's Disease and Related Dementia Services Coordinator with the Hawaii State Department of Health, Executive Office on Aging, and she takes the lead for the Hawaii Dementia Initiative. She also serves as a board member on the Hawaii Family Caregiver Coalition. She has a master's and is licensed in social work. Please welcome Tani Salazar. I'm so honored to have you, Tani. I'm so glad you're here today. Aloha, Tani. Thank you for waiting in the green room. Did you enjoy the snacks?
No, thank you so much for having me. Yes, delicious snacks. What an amazing show. You had me laughing and deep breathing and then crying with Pinkie's Turnabout.
I know. So it's just a plethora of emotions.
Yes. Oh, what a joy. Thank you.
I know. Thank you so much. Well, Tani, tell us, please, your caregiving journey.
Thanks for asking. Yeah, and the book actually really brought up a lot of memories and things for me because, you know, I adored my grandparents growing up. You know, they're hardworking, caring people that took care of us. You know, one side from the Philippines and the other side from Japan, but like 6 generations back. And as they grew older, you know, we had the honor of participating in the caregiving, you know, with my parents and my aunties and uncles, and they were really the primary caregivers. But as we got older, you know, we got to participate in the big things, the little things, you know, whether it was preparing their favorite meals that were delicious and soft enough, you know, just in hopes that they would be able to eat a little more, or, you know, coming and doing a spa day for grandpa so that he would take care of himself and, you know, wash his feet and cut his nails, you know, it's even just taking him to the store, grocery shopping, going holo holo, or just sitting and talking story. And, you know, 3 of my grandparents, you know, they developed different types of dementia. So, you know, as a family, we really got to walk with them throughout their journey, you know, from early stages to middle to late. I remember my dad would go, you know, looking for my grandpa when he would get lost and bringing him back home safely. And, you know, as we continued to get older and I started my social work career, I remember being able to, you know, participate in those care conversations about what does it look like to navigate long-term care, you know, and getting them situated at a good nursing facility or a good care home. And I, you know, I wish I knew back then all that I know now.
Right.
Right. But we got to give ourselves grace, right? Because we do what we can with what we know. You've taught me that, Savy, and I'm grateful that how they've inspired me, you know, to continue this work, you know, in their honor, to serve older adults, you know, to care for caregivers and to support people who are living with dementia to reach their best quality of life.
And you are doing an amazing things with that and with your knowledge and with your heart. And I just want to say that, you know, that was one of my worst fears, was that my mom would wander off and I wouldn't be able to find her. I mean, you know, and you say it because you're telling your story, and I realize, but just, it doesn't even encapsulate what you go through emotionally when that happens. Yes, I mean, they went to go find him, and oh my God, I can just imagine, you know, what that's like. You know, sometimes people, they put, you know, lost dog, and there's a little poster, and you know that emotion that happens with that. But can you imagine when it's a family member that doesn't know how to get home? I mean, yes, a lost dog can do the same thing to you too, but I mean, a lost parent, a lost grandparent, a lost relative, and just knowing that they wandered off on your watch. It's, I
Mhm.
was my worst fear.
Yeah,
Was my
no,
worst
thanks
fear.
for sharing it. And I think it's important for all the caregivers to know, to get ready, because wandering could happen to anyone. It's important to have their information, written down, having a recent picture ready. And for my grandpa, his normal routine throughout his life was to go to Chinatown and buy the latest produce and bring things home. That was his like holo holo day,
Right.
and because that was his routine, that's where he would tend to go. So it's important to kind of know, where those important spots are for the person you're caring for, so you kind of know where to look and how to get them home as safely as possible. But we're grateful to HPD who helped bring him home as well, and to my family who was, going through the streets looking for him, and so grateful that he came back home.
Yeah. In fact, they're working on like a senior alert too. I know that's in works and something that will be coming up, and but we have so much to talk about today. And yes, and I actually used to put in my mother's purse because she would never leave without a purse. As far along as her dementia got, she always had her purse. And
That
so
thing
I had
sticks,
a big note in there that said, if you find me, call, and I put my number and everything. So, it was like, but that was just a horrible fear. So
the name, the tips, the contact info, and the Silver Alert program with Department of Law Enforcement is coming out. You can go to their website. I think it's law.hawaii.gov and get more information about that.
Yeah, and I think, and I've seen so many wonderful things coming just in the last, 6-7 years with people, understanding people with Alzheimer's, with dementia-related diseases, and seeing the need that caregivers have for that. And I love that you took how you grew up and your life experience and really got into social work, and now you're in the Executive Office on Aging and you're doing this Hawaii Dementia Initiative. And so I really want to talk about some of the things that are happening with that, because you understand and know what caregivers need. And so when caregivers are in need, I do send them all the time to the Executive Office on Aging, and I know that there's a lot that is there to offer. So let's talk about how caregivers can get supported.
Yes, no, thanks for asking. So, with Hawaii Executive Office on Aging, we work with the area agencies on aging in each county, and they operate the Aging and Disability Resource Centers. So people can call the ADRC and get access to different senior services, possibly funded through, the federal funds or state funds or county funds, but also with options counseling, what's out there, how can I my loved one get support for home and community-based services. And then we're also working, like you said, with Hawaii Dementia Initiative, which is a coalition, of people across Hawaii who are coming together to create a dementia-friendly Hawaii. And so we're working to implement our state strategic plan. We're collaborating on projects and educating the community. And then some of those top 3 things that we're working on education for are early detection, risk reduction, and then caregiving support. So increasing awareness of early detection, getting people access to diagnosis and support sooner, because so many people go without diagnosis and without support, and letting people know that you can promote brain health and reduce our risk for dementia throughout the life course. And then of course for caregivers, just raising awareness about the support that is out there and getting people connected so that no one has to do this alone.
Yeah. And in fact, I'm on that same coalition with you, and thank you for including me. And
thank
there's
you for
several.
being a part of it. We're so grateful for you and give me a break. We learned so much from you.
And there's so many others that are involved. Alzheimer's Hawaii is involved, and the Alzheimer's Association. And Tony Verselli on the Big Island has helped put this caregiver kit together. And I mean, there's so many wonderful things that are happening through this community that we pulled together. The Papakolea and everybody that's kind of come together. I go on and on, all of the different people that are involved. And I'm sorry if I missed anyone, because there's so many of us that are actually making a difference and providing these resources, connecting as a community. And we want to keep growing this community because caregivers need that. And especially those who are suffering through the disease and who are taking care of them that don't even know or understand what to do. It's kind of like Sue just was telling her experience, and here she was, her mother hated her and she had to deal with this and didn't understand this. And she couldn't understand how someone who was so wonderful and her mother was so such a wonderful person, it sounded like, was now accusing her of things and blaming her and saw her as somebody she disliked. And I mean, could you just imagine? So forming this community, I think, is just such an important thing, that we educate people and help people to know and understand what this disease is really like. All these diseases.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's going to take all of us, right? So we're so grateful for everyone's partnership, for giving their time and their expertise. We're trying to get everybody together so we can move forward together.
Yeah, yeah. And so, and I know there's even an initiative to start doing some education as well, and help caregivers to be educated. So I know that's something that you all are going to want to definitely keep in touch with. I know I have your website here, which is the Hawaii Dementia Initiative, doh.dementia@dohhawaii.gov. And that's a mouthful. And so check out the website, because there's a lot of great information on there. You want to just talk about some of the information that's on that website?
Sure, yes. On the website, hawaiidementia.org, there's a lot of information about dementia, about early detection, about brain health, reducing our risk, as well as about caregiving resources. We're so grateful to all of you who are part of Hawaii Dementia Initiative, who helped to bring these resources together, because we need our local experts, let us know what's out there, what do people need to know. And our goal is that this will become that centralized hub of dementia information to get people connected to real people, to real resources for caregiving and dementia in Hawaii. And on the website, there's also our healthy brain tracker and educational resources. We're trying to get together more information and data, like about Alzheimer's prevalence and about brain health and caregiving, because, there was so much, I guess, stigma, and it was so mystified for so long. But I think with more data information, then we can really advocate for more programs, for funding and support for people.
Yeah.
So
And so yeah, which is basically the theme of this whole show, was that we see you. We see you, we hear you, we know what support the caregivers need, and please keep telling us if you need more. But here, look at right here, go onto this website and you'll be amazed at the information that's there for you, just that alone. And you can do it on your phone, you guys. I know that it's hard. I know you can't always steal away a moment, but just get on your phone, type in Hawaii Dementia Initiative, doh.dementia@doh.hawaii.gov. All right, rewind if you didn't hear that.
And our email, the DOH.dementia@doh.hawaii.gov. Sorry for the confusion and all the letters, I know. And then our website is hawaiidementia.org. Thanks so much for pointing that out. And on the website too, we're trying to get all of our organizations' events on there and support groups. So feel free to check out the events tab on the website and get connected to a support group or an educational program. There's so many wonderful organizations out there, like Give Me a Break, who are doing wonderful events, like the retreat and the different workshops. Catholic Charities Hawaii.
Catholic Charities has some amazing ones. Yes.
Yes. Some evidence-based programs like Reach Community and Share. These are different programs that can help to meet caregivers where they're at and provide information and support on their journey. There's also Project Dana, as well as Alzheimer's Association with Empowered Caregiver, and Kula no Pui Hawaii also, with Awamo Kuleana, which is the Native Hawaiian adaptation of Savy. But just to show that there's lots happening, and we hope we can get connected to other caregivers who are going through this too. And
it's all on that website, you guys. So it's in one place, which is awesome. And that was the whole point, was to kind of put everything in one place, so you don't have to go all around here and there, and you can just go to the website, check out the information you need, and and you'll see we're shedding a light. It's just like a beacon right there on that one site of information of all these wonderful things, events that are coming up, education. The brain tracker is amazing. So check it all out. It's there for you. And this was why I really wanted to bring Tani here today, to share that with you, because she's worked really hard on this. Her and the team have put so much energy and effort into it. Everybody has, yes. And the whole community's behind it. Everyone contributed. And I'll tell you, it's definitely to show that you are seen. That's and right. We know you're there, and you're not alone. You don't need to isolate. We put a beacon out there. Follow the light. Follow the light. It's right there on this website. Okay. So Hawaii Dementia Initiative, doh.dementia@doh.hawaii.gov. And if you're having a hard time with it, just type in Hawaii Dementia Initiative, and, honestly, in the search bar, and it'll come up. And get the information that you need right there. Anything else you want to share today?
Thanks. Yes, actually, I wanted to share about the Caregiving 101 that we're working on with our action team and with you, Savy. We realize that a lot of people might not even know that they're caregivers. And so we're trying to get information and resources out to them. So our community came together, kind of boiled down what are the basic things that any caregiver needs to know. And so they created this Caregiving 101, and we're going out to different communities, to different employee groups. So if you're interested in bringing that Caregiver 101 to you and your community, you can email doh.dementia@doh.hawaii.gov. doh.dementia@doh.hawaii.gov. And then one more thing, if I can let you know, we're also coming together for the virtual caregiver conference. We have caregivers across neighbor islands all around our Pai'aina. So we're going to come together to bring information and resources. So save the date for Friday, September 25th, 2026 to join that virtual caregiver conference. We're going to hear from local experts, from service providers, and fellow family caregivers so that you're not alone, you're seen, and let's do this together.
I love that. And I know that Tani's going to send me a flyer, so it'll be on all of our social media that you're probably watching us now, and we'll put it out there. But save that date, September 25th. Save the date, because we really we're bringing it all together. It's happening. It's happening. And here in Hawaii, we definitely see our caregivers, and we see what you need. And so thank you for everything you and your team and the community around you do. Thank you so much to all of our community partners. Couldn't do it without everybody pitching in. So thank you so much, Tani. And thank you for making time to come on and share that with everybody today. I really, really appreciate that.
Mahalo nui for having me and for your partnership, Savy.
Absolutely. You're like the little sister I always wanted.
Oh my goodness.
And I always say that because I'm really old and you're so wonderfully young.
It's the Asian blood, but no. I really admire the way that you always lead with integrity. You have such genuine care and compassion for people, and you communicate with such intention, and you inspire us every time we meet and get to talk story. So mahalo, Savy.
Well, thank you. And mahalo for coming on today. Aloha.
Aloha.
Okay, you guys, I'm going to say it one more time. It's the Hawaii Dementia Initiative, doh.dementia@doh.hawaii.gov. All right, check it out. There is so much information there. That's what we do. We're here to connect you with resources. That's the whole point of this show. Okay, and I'd like to thank Bianca again for bringing us joy and laughter, and you can check her out on YouTube /@Bianca Spears. And thank you so much to Sue Lloyd-Davies, who shared that amazing book that even Tani relates to. How's that, right? Because we all grew up with some kind of caregiving and didn't even realize it. So what an amazing book for kids, for all of us, for the kids in all of us to read. And for Tani for being here, because sharing the Hawaii Dementia Initiative is just such a big thing. And of course, the office, the Executive Office on Aging, the EOA as we call it, right? And they're there for you. I know it's about aging, but you know what? There's a lot of resource there. So go to the Department of Health Executive Office on Aging. You'll find a lot of great resources as well there, and contact them if you need anything. All right. So thank you so much for being on, and thank you for sharing. Next week, my guests will be, there we go, Becky Smith Galley, and she wrote a book called Morning Fuel. Yeah, it's going to be great. And also I'm going to welcome Mark and Marvin from Venture Health. And this is a really great app, you guys. We're going to talk about their Venture Health app and what it can do for you. It's just an all-in-one marketplace. So come and check it out. I'm going to be very excited to talk with them next week. So don't miss that show. Whatever you do, put it on your calendar, okay? Every Wednesday at noon, without fail, all right? Every Wednesday at noon, check us out. Put it on that's Hawaii time. Put it on your phone. Get it on your calendar right now, a reminder. And it's okay, of course, if you missed it, don't worry. We are streaming today on 6 platforms only. One of them didn't click for some reason. And so we're on there, and you can check us out on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and always look back at it. And if not, don't worry about that either, because a week after each show, it goes into podcasts where you just put us in your ear and listen to it, whatever you're doing. So check us out on podcast, and thank you for all of those who have been downloading it on podcasts. Really appreciate that. The more you download, the more you like, the more you subscribe, the more you follow, the more caregivers will get exposed to. Those algorithms are going to put us where we need to be in front of caregivers who don't even know this exists. We want to help as many caregivers as we can, and we want you to know that you are not alone. You are seen and you are heard, and we're doing everything we can to get you connected and get you out of isolation. All right? That was a great show. Just whatever you do, caregivers, stay connected. All right? In the meantime, remember to breathe and laugh. And here's hoping that you're finding more joy in your caregiving each week right here on the Caring Caregiver Show. Thanks for tuning in. And please always be kind to yourself. You're your caregiver first. And to those who are caring. Aloha, everyone. See you next week.